what's up? It's Hope, and it is day 8 of Vlogmas. I'm coming to you from the laundry room again. This is kind of like a small little quiet place. I can record these videos and get them up to you as quickly as I can. Good news on the iPhone front. I have figured out sort of what's going on. I did an Apple service chat this morning with one of their techs, and apparently my camera has crashed on the front. So they said it's like warranty repair. It just doesn't make any sense because everything was working fine until I downloaded that new update. But anyways, I'm going to have to send my phone off for like 10 days to have them fix it because the closest Apple store is like 2.5 hours away. So that's definitely not going to work. So anyways, just wanted to kind of let y'all know I got all that figured out. I guess I'm going to have to go take it to the UPS store and then wait for my phone to be returned to me, which is awesome. Anyway, so today's topic is, I've had this question asked to us several times, and I wanted to, log on real quick and kind of talk to y'all about it, while baby Grayson is taking a nap. The big question that people have asked me ever since he was born, is, are you going to have more kids? And I feel like I get that question a lot, now that he's here too. It's so strange. So, I wanted to make sure and update, and kind of talk about that for a minute. I feel like ever since he was born, Andy has been ready. I feel like he definitely wants to have at least one more so Grayson can have a little playmate that's his age. And we do have 2 more embryos that are still frozen. And so having 2 more, that the chances are still there for us to be able to get pregnant again, doing doing a transfer. We've already done our egg retrieval. We already have our embryos. So we have 2 that are frozen. They're safe and sound where they're at. And so I guess it's just deciding on what we want to do. I feel like now I can answer this question. If you would have asked me probably 2 or 3 months ago, I don't know if I would have been able to answer it. Because of everything that happened when Grayson was born. I know I haven't shared his birth story yet. I talked a little bit about it on The Naked Truth the other night, but his birth story didn't go anything like I hoped or planned that it would, or thought maybe it would. And so it took me a while to kind of recover from all of that. He did end up in the NICU. There were complications. Anyway, and then whenever I brought him home, and I'm not sure if it was from all of that, like just the NICU stay and all of that, scary stuff, but, or if, we had just been going through so much, to get him here that when I got home, I remember coming home the next day, waking up that morning and just feeling this overwhelming anxiety. It was nothing like I'd ever experienced before, which says a lot because I've obviously been through a bunch of stuff. And so I started texting immediately all of my friends who had babies, trying to figure out if this was normal, if it was postpartum depression or anxiety, what did they feel like, what was their experiences. And it was just never something that was on my radar. I prayed to have a baby for 5 years, literally probably my whole life. I feel like I've been gearing up for that moment. And so, or those moments with him. And so it was weird. Why was I having all of this anxiety? And so it was definitely something that I struggled with, and I was terrified in the beginning. And I think a lot of it also has to do with I have this new life and I have to make sure that he stays alive and I have to make sure that he is okay. That's a lot of pressure on anyone, but especially me, I felt like, because we'd gone through so much to get him here, and here he was finally here, and gosh, how was I going to make sure that he was okay? Which to me now sounds crazy because I've been with him almost 5 months now, and I know him and I know what he likes and what he doesn't like. And I also feel like a lot of that also was figuring him out and getting to know him better. I felt like the longer I had him, the more comfortable I was with him, which probably makes sense to a lot of you moms out there. I'm sure that you can relate to that. And so if you would have asked me a couple months ago, I don't know if I would have been able to say yes for sure. But I feel like now I can answer that question. I would love for Grayson to have a brother or sister that's around his age. I would love for him to have a playmate. that's around his same age. So I think my answer is yes. I feel like I would be confident in doing that again, but it's the mental and the emotional and the physical part of doing another transfer that's really scary. There's medicine and injections, and gearing up for the transfer is an actual procedure. It's an outpatient procedure. You go in and they do the transfer of the embryo. And so preparing for that is definitely something that I have to be mentally prepared for. But I feel like I said, the older he gets, the more I know him, the more I don't have the anxiety as much anymore that I did in the beginning. Is the more that goes away, the more I feel more confident that I would love to be able to have another baby. With that being said, though, I prayed for a chance, and Grayson is my chance. And I felt like going into another transfer, my mindset would be completely different, because I do have him now, and it would be one of those things where I felt like, if it worked, that would be incredibly amazing. But if it didn't, I would find so much comfort and peace knowing that we gave it our best the first round and it actually did work. I know several people who are still in waiting right now, praying and hoping for their chance. And I'm never gonna take my complete miracle for granted. And so I would never be ungrateful that our first chance of getting pregnant, our first transfer did work. So the short answer is yes. Now, people say all the time, well, you of course could get pregnant naturally. Yes, we could. But the odds of that happening, I feel like, are really rare unless really God intervenes and something miraculous happens. But I really feel like there's just so much going on in my body and so much going on in Andy's body that I feel like if that were to happen, it would just be meant to be. But we are preparing for another transfer to grow our family. We're not really preparing for, trying to go through a lengthy battle of conceiving naturally again. We're not going to do that. So if it happens, it happens. That would be amazing. If not, then like I said, we would gear up for doing another transfer for sure. And also I would like, I've talked about this in my previous video, I would really like to get back, to being the very best me possible again, getting my health back under control, or making it a priority, I guess I should say. I feel like that's really important. And so I would love to set some goals for myself after the new year to be able to be in the healthier-ish weight range before we transferred. I definitely would not transfer before he turned 1. A lot of specialists won't even consider it. I'm not really sure what my specialist protocol is, but I feel like I would be more comfortable waiting until he is 1. And so that's probably what we will do whenever we decide to move forward. And of course, there's a cost factor too. It's not free. There's a fee for everything, and insurance does not cover it. So we would also have to save money to be able to do that transfer, and then be able to be financially secure and adding another member to our family. So there's a lot of different things that come into play that I feel like people don't think about. But also I feel like, it's a personal decision, and I feel like right now the short answer would be yes. It would be incredible to be able to have another baby. So I don't know. Like I said, the more I have Grayson, the more I just love him so unbelievably much. I would love to see him have a little brother or a little sister to be able to play with, like Brett and Aiden have each other. And so we'll see what happens. But I definitely feel like now I'm able to answer that question more securely than I would have been, a few months ago had someone asked me that. We just went through so much to get him here. So it's hard thinking about everything we went through and his birth story. Trying to go back to that place is a really difficult thing. So, but like I said, everything is great now. I am literally on the upside of the anxiety part of things. I don't really suffer from it anymore. It's kind of one of those things that's just kind of dwindled off, thank God. But in those first few weeks specifically, it was debilitating. It was definitely something that I struggled with, and I feel like it's something that people don't really talk about. But you know, that's kind of that's what happens. People really don't talk about issues like that. And so I've always been kind of an open book with all of you, and so that was definitely something that I struggled with. After having him, I feel like it's a normal thing. And I also feel like I was really super, obviously, hormonal. I had just had a baby. And so there's that plays into it as well. So yeah, I wanted to make sure and update all of you on that. I've gotten several questions and messages and people just asking in general. So I wanted to make sure and kind of talk about that a little bit. We would love to be able to do that. So, and obviously also adoption is always an option for us. You know, we went through our failed adoption whenever we were trying to get pregnant, and I still think about that sweet baby boy and what he's doing and how he's doing. And every year on his birthday or his due date, I think about him and how he's celebrating that day, and I hope and pray that his birth mom is able to give him the very best life that she wanted to be able to give him. And so I love the absolute beauty of adoption. I would love to be able to do that. So the options are really open for us. We'll have to see, you know, what happens. But, you know, I definitely feel like the desire to have another baby or more children in our family is definitely there. So we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, that is day 8 of Vlogmas. If y'all have any questions, feel free to post them down below. Make sure you go watch the Naked Truth episode on Finding Elizabeth's channel. Yeah, just leave me questions in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye!